Yo, okay, sorry about that. I don't know why that slipped. Your boy is live here in again, man. Your boy is live here again for another discussiones. So what are we doing here, man? Look, transfer talk. Some new transfer talks. So just keeping you up to date with the transfer talk. So again, I put out my videos about Pogba to Juventus. We're gonna talk Pogba, and I also put out some video about Mbappe to Liverpool. Now, I think the Pogba deal is very much a possibility, and I think Pogba going to Juve is definitely gonna is very realistic. But I just read a Real Madrid story, which we'll obviously get onto, um, and the Mbappe thing, I don't think that's happening. But again, I was just doing it for fun. So let's just start off first with this, and we're going to start off first with Jorginho. Now, there seems to be a lot of noise that has been picking up. There seems to be a lot of noise picking up of Jorginho perhaps making a move to Juventus. That seems to be the stuff that's making the news. So, first off, do I think it's going to happen? I always start first with it. Do I think it's going to happen? Bro, let's be real. There's a strong possibility. Jorginho left Napoli because Sarri wanted him. And Jorginho knows that the guy who made him relevant was Sarri. Sarri's system is what made Jorginho a relevant player. So he moved to Chelsea because he knew that Ancelotti wouldn't really appreciate him. Ancelotti wouldn't have the same system with him, so he moved to Chelsea. Now with Sarri now gone, Chelsea in limbo. Most likely Chelsea are not going to get a manager who has the same system as Sarri. Jorginho now, the fear for Jorginho is that if I remain at Chelsea and you now bring in a manager who really isn't money, no, not really not isn't money, but doesn't have the same kind of mindset as a flipping Sarri, then you now run into a very, very sticky situation. You know, you run a very sticky situation where you could end up either on the bench or completely lost in the team. So again, what I was reading was that Sarri wants Jorginho for his system. I think Juve said for his system to work, Jorginho is a target that needs to be gotten. So um, I'm not. I think there's a very strong chance of it happening based on Chelsea's situation. I think for Jorginho, it would be a great move for Jorginho because it's flipping Juventus, so you're guaranteed at least a Serie A title. That's a guarantee. Do they need him? I think you know what I really feel that if Juventus can get Pogba, I think they should really get Jorginho because if you have because although you have Matuidi, but I think Jorginho is the controller that you need. Jorginho is the guy that really keeps hold of the ball. So I think if you have Jorginho, I think Juve can sell. Um, so why do you think that Pjanic needs to be sold? I don't know. Some guys say that Pjanic needs to be sold. Why do you say that Pjanic needs to be sold? I don't think that's really. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Pjanic needs to be sold. Maybe Khedira needs to be sold. Maybe Chan needs to be sold. Maybe both of them needs to be sold. But I think you can keep Pjanic. You get Pogba. You get Jorginho in the deep line playmaker role. So your midfield possession and control is pretty much sorted out, and that frees up Pogba just to right. So that's what's obviously going to be happening over there. Oh, sorry, very good point. Ramsey. I forgot if I keep forgetting that Juve have Ramsey. So Juve in that midfield, you've got Ramsey, you've got Pjanic, potentially Pogba, potentially Jorginho, Bentancur. That's a really strong main midfield. That's a really strong midfield. That you've got your deep line playmaker, you've got your central midfielder, you've got your free roaming midfielder, you've got your number 10, you've got your attacking midfielder. So you may even see yeah, it's going to be like a 3-5-2, five midfielders playing all different positions for Juve, But although you have to fit in the whole Cristiano thing of him playing on one of um the wings and the width over there. So going over to James Rodriguez now. So again, hello guys to the chat, and I say again, um, I would try and view your comments, what you guys are saying, but remember to support your boy, support the football hot, and to try and get your question read out. Use the super chats. If you use the super chats, I will 100% be able to read out your question. I'll be able to give you a shout out if you're able to use that super chat, but without, you know, that's right. That's right. So the next one is James Rodriguez to Napoli. There's a report saying that hours away. So within the next few hours, James Rodriguez is going to be a Napoli player. So I mean, this is a big move by Napoli. This is a big move for Napoli. Like I think if Napoli, the every time I see James Rodriguez play for Colombia, I'm like, this is a talented player. This is such a talented player. It's the same thing that happened with Charisma, where you know how talented the dude is, and when you just see him play for Portugal or Italy, like you know how talented he is, but he just didn't work out for specific things. So, but all because um he didn't work out for specific teams, it doesn't mean that the player is useless or crap. It just means that they didn't work out for specific teams. So it's not really to be ashamed of. So my thing about this is for I think this is a great signing for Napoli. Yes, James Rodriguez was perhaps a brick for Real Madrid. Yes, he didn't do much for Bayern Munich. You still have a quality player. And there's always that hope of what if James Rodriguez can be as effective for Napoli as he is for Colombia? What if Ancelotti can create an environment and a system that is similar to Colombia where James Rodriguez can flourish? Because if you see the best of James Rodriguez, that makes Napoli a very dangerous team. It makes Napoli a super dangerous team because we know his skill sets, we know what he can pass, what he can do. So if Napoli can be able to close down that deal, seal it up, seal it through, I think that's going to be huge for them. So the other one is you obviously have Lukaku, who's obviously there's apparently going to be a swap deal. There's apparently going to be a swap deal. So the swap deal is you have Lukaku going to Inter Milan and perhaps Icardi coming to United. See, Lukaku at Inter Milan, I have no idea. I really don't know whether or not that's going to be a right move because Lukaku is a brick. He's essentially a brick. But I keep saying to people he's a brick that has his uses. He's a brick that has his uses. So I think that you know what if you can just really maximize on Lukaku's finishing, um perhaps but see my thing about this is that okay, what is Lukaku gonna give Inter Milan that um so what was Lukaku gonna give Inter Milan that he doesn't that Icardi didn't give Inter Milan? That's what I don't get. Um so that's what I'm going. It's like where is so just looking at what some of you guys are saying. I mean, I suppose, see, so for me, I suppose maybe the whole Icardi thing is just the issues that he's been bringing in. Because again, Icardi is a better striker than Lukaku. All day, every day, all day of the week, Icardi is a better striker than Lukaku. But I suppose you get rid of Lukaku, you get rid of the issues that are just sort of began to manifest themselves. And in Lukaku, he can be a good finisher. He can be a good finisher. So who knows, maybe this move to Inter Milan and specifically Conte is the dude that's going to perhaps get the best out of him. So maybe that's true. Wan-Bissaka, again, I think that still is close. That's a really good buy from Man United. Statistically, I think they say he's probably one of the best defenders statistically in the league. I don't think he ever like lost any one-on-one battles. So and that is definitely an area that they need to improve. I think if Wan-Bissaka comes in, Ashley Young's career should be over. His career should be over. I think him coming in should spell the end of Ashley Young's career fully. So but yes, look, Duvan Zapata, I think is that dude right now. I think Zapata is definitely the striker that should definitely be on everyone's radar. So, but again, you have to see because I think that's the beauty of these tournaments because as you're watching this right now, Inter looking at Zapata, United are entertaining the idea of Icardi, but then with Zapata in there, I mean, I think as of right now, form wise, Zapata is a perhaps a better option. Actually, Hazem, I thought you were Polish. So Hazem, are you Egyptian or so Hazem? You're half Egyptian, half Polish, or you're fully Egyptian? Um, I was confused about that thing. Um, so I think Wan-Bissaka to United. I think that is that would be huge. You know, um, Okay, yeah. Oh, interesting, interesting. Um, oh my gosh, it makes sense now. That's why you're so okay. Yeah. That makes sense. So, so yeah. So now, I said the whole thing to Pogba Juventus, but I'm now reading something right now where it's being said that Chelsea. No, so what am I saying? It's been said that Real Madrid, and this is from the because I follow the Spanish football accounts, and they said that Real Madrid are going to wait until the end of August to fund a deal for Pogba. And what they're doing is that they're just pretty much they're going to be raising funds from now until the end of August to try and get Paul Pogba. So I don't know how true that is. Um, for me, if it's between Real Madrid and Juventus, I think it's more likely that he goes to Juventus. But then you could ask me another question. If I'm Pogba, what do you choose, Real Madrid or Juventus? That's a tough question because you have the option of because so Juventus is you know the place. You're coming back home. It's something that you understand. That's one thing. Um what is this? Oh sorry, I'm just what the hell? No, I'm just experimenting with them. Oh my gosh, what the hell? Don't mind me, guys. I am literally just experimenting with looks. All right. Sorry, normal. Okay. Yeah, I'll just experimenting with looks. Um, what's this here? Yeah, interesting. So yeah, so basically, okay, why is this? Yeah, so for Pogba, I mean, Juventus might, I mean, that might be the deal. That might be the place to go because Real Madrid. But then Real Madrid is like, look, man, it's Real Madrid. It's the lights, the camera, the action, the marquee thing. It could it could be a huge deal. It could be a flipping huge deal if he goes there and be able to ride on. Um, so how are you so sure that Pogba would flop at Real Madrid? According to who? What do you think he would flop? Yeah, look, but it looks like even though Sarri does need George. Does Sarri need Jorginho? If Sarri is at Juve and you already have Bentancur in there, are you telling me that Bentancur can't keep the ball as well as Jorginho? I think that Sarri system can only so survive under one thing. Um, that's just random. So yeah, so look, man, look. As far as the Egypt game goes, I'll probably try and do a post match. Egypt didn't look great. Egypt didn't look great. If Zimbabwe actually had better decision making and could actually know how to finish, I think they would have actually been able to be a lot more lethal, man. Um, but unfortunately, they screwed up there. Super chats. Thank you, bro, from my what's the guy from my moderator. Mr. Fortune Bear Ochebiri. Thank you for the super chat, bro. So Fortune Ochebiri says, HH, what are your thoughts on Wan Bissaka to United? Goodbye for us. Very goodbye. Again, from what I read, Wan Bissaka, I believe he was never actually beaten in a one-on-one. And he's statistically one of the best defenders in the Premier League. Ashley Young is a Class B brick. Ashley Young, I believe, might actually be Class A. So I think Ashley Young right now might actually be a Class A brick. So you can't function with a brick. So I think that you got one Basaka, one flank, you go short the other flank. But the issue for United is that you've got two bricks in the middle, two bona fide bricks in the middle. United need two new defenders. An ideal summer is if United gets Delete, they get Koulibaly, they get Rabiot in that midfield. They get maybe Zapata or Icardi as a striker. They get Zaha as one of the wide forwards. Then United can do some damage next season. But this is all pretty much best case scenario for all of them, man. Oh yeah, but yeah, I heard about Maguire. So maybe Maguire can enter in them. But like, yeah, I mean, look, as far as Chelsea goes, man, this transfer ban is deep, man. The transfer ban is deep. I suppose Chelsea's biggest signing this summer is Czech. So Chelsea's biggest signing this summer is hiring Czech as a technical director, director general, and everything. That's crazy. Although I was reading that Chelsea can actually sign Kovacic, that's this despite their transfer ban, based on some legalities, Chelsea can actually still buy Kovacic. So I think for Chelsea, look, man, it's how they will survive with the transfer ban. I have no idea. Hence why whatever coach comes in, it's going to be a case of is that coach going to be able to is that coach going to be able to manage these youth, because basically Chelsea have to basically bring back loanees all the way back. And yeah, and I think I probably mentioned this as well, Milan and Isco. So Milan, I think, are trying to get Danny Ceballos, I think Mayoral and Isco. I think that's big time. I mean, if Milan gets three of those players and that deal really comes through, that's you're building a serious team. You're building a strategy because all three of those guys will be starters. Mayoral, again, a good prospect. I've been seeing a lot of anything the bios. That's a damn good player. I believe that isn't that the central midfielder. That's a damn good player. So I think if that happens, that's huge. That is flipping. That'll be flipping 100% huge. So super chat here from Taku NN. Thank you very much for your £2 super chat, Taku NN. Thank you, bro. So thoughts on De Jong and what tier is he? Frankie De Jong for me. Frankie De Jong for me right now is I'd say he's just about a tier two. He's just about a tier two. Just about really tier three, but I think he's too skilled to be tier two. I think for Frankie De Jong, it's about where can he improve upon. I think Frankie De Jong can become like a Frankie De Jong can be like a better version of a Tony Cruz. Excellent on the ball, keep hold of the ball very, very well. Hardly ever loses the ball. Very smart, great decision making, always makes the right pass. But I think that whereas I don't think Tony Cruz has great impact on the game, I think Frank De Jong has the potential to be like that one midfielder who controls the entire game. I think as of right now, he's just part of the midfield. But I think maybe if he develops, you may have a guy where he controls the midfield. So what you may have is if Barcelona do sort of close ranks and actually close the signing of Frankie De Jong, then I believe that I believe that De Jong is an upgrade on Arthur. I think Arthur is good. Arthur is real good. I think Frank De Jong has the potentials to be at a higher level than Thingy. Speaking of Barcelona, bro, what's happening? Who are Barcelona buying? I will keep saying this again and again and again, and I think Barcelona have to realize this. They need a striker. Cannibal is on the decline. The Cannibal is on the decline. If Barcelona roll up next season and the Cannibal is the main striker, Barca may have issues rolling with the La Liga. Because if Barcelona are stupid enough to say it's Messi will do what he did last season, and Messi will carry us to at least a La Liga title. I think Messi is going to start getting frustrated. Barcelona, they need a striker and they need a replacement for Coutinho. So remember, I said, how I talked about Griezmann? Griezmann fits into Barcelona's system 100%. Is Griezmann the kind of player that can completely affect your team dramatically? Can Griezmann lead your team to a La Liga title? Bro, I'm not sure about that, bro. Is like I've heard about Lacazette. Someone mentioned Lacazette in the chat group. Lacazette is a very interesting buy. He's a very interesting buy. But the thing about Lacazette is the kind of player that Barca need, but is Lacazette that dude? Because can Lacazette really take his game to tier 2 or upper tier 2? Because really, if you're a Barca guy and you're really the Barca striker, you need to be upper tier 2. Simple as that. You need to be upper tier 2. So the thing now is this dude an upper tier 2 guy? I have no idea. I have no idea whether he can make that level, because It's all good having the skill sets. Well, remember, Barcelona each season are going for the treble. Each season they're going for the treble. So, I mean, if you're telling me Messi number 10, Lacazette, the Oos, Griezmann, that could work. That could work because I think beyond Lacazette, I can think of another Barca striker that could currently work, man. Um, oh yeah, what's it called? Torres. I'll do a video on Torres. I'll do a video on Torres. But can we be? How we know whenever people retire, people only say positive things when people retire. And again, I don't want to be like a sport and a guy who's like, oh my gosh, this dude was useless. But let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Um, Torres was amazing at Liverpool. I believe he was the best one-on-one finisher in the world when he was for Liverpool. Torres was a class A brick, Chelsea onwards. When Torres missed that opening goal for Chelsea, he became officially a class A brick. And I believe he was a class A brick from then until the end of his career. So literally, Torres, I call him Blondie. Blondie retired in the Brick Academy. And that's just be real. It's not me hating. He retired in the Brick Academy, man. So um see now if you're a Liverpool fan, oh my gosh, Torres is a flipping legend because the best time that oh my god, what the hell is happening my thing? The best time that Torres had was for Liverpool. If you're a Chelsea fan, Torres was a flipping nightmare. Although he did score that famous goal against Barcelona at the Camp Nou. So there's that. If you're AC Milan, screw this dude. If you're Atletico Madrid, yeah, it's El Nino and you like him. But really, at the end of the day, the dude wasn't really that kind of guy, man. So this dude says if it wasn't for Torres, Chelsea don't win a Champions League. Correct me if I'm wrong. Chelsea were still winning the tie before Torres' goal. So how do you work out that if it wasn't for Torres, Chelsea wouldn't win the Champions League? I'm sorry, like um please explain that to me, bro. I mean, I don't know whether the chat group can explain that to me. So if it wasn't for Torres, Chelsea don't win the Champions League. But Torres's goal wasn't the winning goal. Chelsea were already winning. That's so yeah. So look, I'm sorry, bro. That doesn't make any logical sense, bro. It doesn't make any logical sense. I've been seeing people say this a lot right now. People seem to be hating on the Oos. So let me get this straight. So the Oos is trash because um do you know what what I find funny? And I see this on Twitter and on the chat room and everything. Like, um, guys, man, just accept the whole thing. People, I still see Messi apologists. Guys, I know it's painful. I know it's hot. He's your goat, and everything a goat should do should be good because your goat should be unblemished. But guys, I know it's very painful to accept. Messi is the best club football player of all time. Messi is an international brick. I'm sorry. I know it's painful. I know you don't want to hear this. I know that it's not really the um it's not the cool thing to say and everything. Messi is an international brick. Stop coming up with excuses for this guy because in 2014 you had a one-on-one against Neuer. You flopped. 2014 final, you had a free kick. You flopped. You had enough opportunities and great chances to win the game for Argentina, and you flopped those chances. So I'm sorry, nothing more needs to be said. The only reason you got to that final was because of Mascherano. You didn't show up. So people keep trying to miss this stuff. You didn't show up in the World Cup semi-final in 2014. If Mascherano did not make that tackle on Robin, Robin would have scored. Holland would be playing that final. When you were in the final, you had the opportunities, you flopped. You had two chances for the Copa America back to back. You were not able to get it done in that final. So, guys, unless you're thick and stupid, unless you're a complete total moron who doesn't have a brain, it makes no sense to say a dude is a goat if he doesn't have, not only does he have a World Cup, not only does he have a Copa America, he hasn't scored a single goal in a World Cup knockouts game. That's trash. Club wise, he's the GOAT. Club wise, he's the GOAT. Internationally, he's a brick. And it's fine. You don't need to cry about it. I know it's painful. I know it hurts you. Your GOAT is phenomenal club wise. Nobody will ever surpass what Messi has done club wise. Internationally, he's a brick. Sorry. Sorry, he's a brick. Um yes, people still may making excuses. They're interesting, man. Guys, look, man. The Eagles, man. The Eagles, we ride tomorrow, man. The Eagles ride tomorrow, man. The Eagles ride tomorrow. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, guys, my entertainment channel is going to be popping off. My entertainment channel is going to be popping off. And the first video is going to be a review of the latest season of Black Mirror. So yeah, my it's the just so this is the exhibition, just entertainment stuff, all that kind of stuff. It'll be in there, man. Um, if Nigeria failed to beat Burundi, I'm not covering any more Nations Cup stuff. Like, nah, screw it. So it's as simple as that. I have no time. I have no time for Nigeria not beating Burundi, man. Um, Igalo isn't starting. I don't know what you're on about, bro. He's not starting, bro. Um, so it's not from. But that's why I think we need that old age, but because you see, no matter how much people hate me, I always speak the truth, and I think the thing about the truth is that it pains people. The truth really hurts people, you know. So that's the thing. But I'll always keep speaking the truth, man. And you can keep denying it. I just need Messi's fans to tell me why he hasn't scored a goal in a World Cup knockout game. Just tell me that. Don't talk about anyone else. Just tell me why hasn't Messi scored one goal in a World Cup not knockout game. Remember, in the group stage, that the World Cup is that. So why hasn't Messi scored a goal in a World Cup knockout game? Just tell me. Explain that to me. Um, guys, why do you keep saying this dude's name? Why do you keep saying this dude's name? For what? Why? For what reason? For what reason? Um, and yeah, like if Argentina don't make it through the groups, I'm inducting the federation and every Argentine player. If Argentina don't make it through the groups, and I cannot wait for that thingy. So last minute, guys, man, last minute, and I'm out of here, baby. Last minute, and I'm out of this bloody place, man. Um, so, man, why? So whenever I say that Messi hasn't scored a goal in a World Cup knockout game, why do people then reply about, oh, how many Champions League does Ronaldo have? Did I bring Ronaldo? I just asked people, why hasn't the GOAT scored a single goal in a World Cup knockouts game? It's very simple. It's very simple. Um, I'm just looking at what these guys are saying, man. Yeah, I mean, look, if Argentina don't beat Qatar, man, bro, I don't even know what to tell you. If these guys don't beat Qatar, I don't even know what to tell you, man. All right, guys, I'm out of here, man. It's been swell. It's been good. It's been a Heineken. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace out.